Hello, Detroit. Welcome, listeners. This is Alina Johnson of Johnson Consulting Services, and you're listening to the Detroit JCS audio podcast. How was your Black History Month? This month has been wild. Today, I read that HP is charging customers for a limited number of printed pages per month for a monthly fee, a 2-year commitment, and overage charges. That's right, they're charging a subscription service to print pages. On February 9th, we spoke with key equity leaders in 6 areas: health, education, social justice, law, development, and housing. We spoke with Dr. Kyra Boggs at the Michigan Public Health Institute, Devin Keene at the University of Michigan School of Information, Office of Inclusion, Equity, and Outreach, Trinity Watkins of the Detroit Justice Center, and the Wayne State University Detroit Equity Action Lab, DEAL. Tanya Myers-Phillips of the Sugar Law Center, Linda Campbell of Detroit People's Platform, Equitable Detroit, and the Detroit Affordable Housing Trust Fund. And finally, Cassandra Floyd of the West Grand Boulevard Collaborative. Thank you to those ladies for digging in a spirited, equitable discussion on the Michigan Opioids Task Force, multi-generational and multiracial news and information, mega development projects in Detroit that are fueling the billionaire development agreements, collaboration in Detroit spaces to form meaningful connections that help us make a more just and equitable Detroit, and fighting the status quo and narratives that Detroit cannot solve its own problems from within. This was powerful, and I'm so proud to have been a part of a new network of Black Detroiters doing more in equitable spaces and creating more equitable spaces right here in our great city. Thank you so much. This month, we visited the Wright and Henry Ford museums with friends, and I began work as a community health and environment reporter with Planet Detroit, a local news organization, and covered the Detroit-Wayne Integrated Health Network full board meeting for the Detroit Documenters at Outlier Media. Speaking of media, today, a media partner at WXYZ introduced us to a familiar story in mental health, a set of unbelievable but very true stories of courage and outright Medicaid fraud involving Wayne and Oakland County courts and Dr. Nagy, Nagy, Keir, Kheir. There'll be a link in the description, and be sure to contact me if you or anyone you know have been involved in these type of incidents. It is criminal. This month, the Department of Education released no fewer than 13 press releases about the delayed FAFSA implementation, the SAVE plan for loan forgiveness, and school-based funders and organizations have stepped up to support efforts and delayed FAFSA requirements to accept student applications for this fall. Financial aid award letters are not expected until late March, early April. So some schools have even developed their own FAFSA applications, and we can help you with that. So parents, administrators, students, parent groups, contact Johnson Consulting Services. We're a trusted DPSCD, Detroit Public Schools Community District vendor. And we provide parent workshops in college readiness, financial literacy, scholarships and grants, and career readiness. So be sure to contact us for your education planning needs. We help families plan for what happens after high school, from middle school to graduate school. Johnson Consulting Services. And that's it for us for the month of February. Thank you so much, Detroit. We appreciate you, and be sure to engage with us on social media. We're on Twitter and YouTube. And our webpage is DetroitJCS.com.